guys, welcome back to my channel and another video here. Today I have a swatch and review for you of the new Peculiar Polish Mother of Dragons Part 2 collection. And these were very generously sent to me by the owner Jess of Peculiar Polish. So thank you, Jess, for these wonderful polishes. I'm excited to share them with you guys. And this is the newest quad that just released today. As I'm posting this video, they will be available over on her site. So I will have all that information linked down below for you if you are piqued by any of these and you want to go pick them up. It'll be just as simple as dropping down in my description box and clicking the link to follow over there. I just want to put a disclaimer right now. I'm not super familiar with Game of Thrones and like the whole universe surrounding it. So if I mispronounce any of these dragon names, don't come for me, please. I read the first Game of Thrones book and I watched the first season of the show. And then I realized that it was never going to be finished. The author was not going to complete the series. And I was like, I can't be this emotionally invested in something that's not going to end. So I might get some of the pronunciation wrong. However, Jess did send me a nice, very detailed note about like all the inspiration and where they came from. So my understanding is each polish is based around a different dragon in the series. And I think that's pretty cool. I think that's a great way to draw inspiration. So, as per usual, I will show you my live swatches and my full hand swatches. There's a slight discrepancy between my live swatches and my full hand swatches because I did swatch these before I broke my nails and then I just didn't even think about it until I sat down to film and I gotta get this video out. So, live swatches will be on short nails, full hand swatches will be on my previous long nails, and I think this is the only video where that will be a problem. So with all that said, let's hop into the live swatches. I will give you some descriptions and then I will talk to you about more of the details, the pricing, and all that at the end. So first we have Melis, which is a red base with some black hollow glitters in it. And the hollow glitters are supposed to represent the dragon's horns and the red is supposed to represent her scales. I really, really like this polish because it reminds me of a fish polish that I have from another brand. But I really like, I feel like this red is much more punchy than that one. And here is the full hand swatch. I feel like this looks so good on my long nails. I miss my long nails. Then we have Cyrax, and this is a bright yellow. It has yellow shimmer and then yellow to green chameleon flakes in it. And this dragon has yellow scales, so that's where that comes from. I find that this one looks much better on my shorter nails, but I do have the long nail swatch as well. The flakies in there really do a lot to take away and cover the nail line. So on that second coat, I feel like it's pretty negligible, but you could still use a blurring base if you wanted. And this is a very bright, like lemonade type of yellow. Then we have, is it Vagar? And this is my favorite one. It is described as a tattered leather brown base with an army green shimmer, and the description alone won me over. But you can really see that brown base on that first coat, and then when you layer on that second coat, you can really see all that green shimmer just pop out against that brown base. So this is definitely my favorite by far, and here it is on the full hand swatch. It's just a stunning green. And last in the quad, we have Sunfire, which is a multi-chrome. It's gold to pink to green at extreme angles. And I feel like dead on, it's got that kind of like sunset-y or like dying embers fire kind of look to it. But then on my full hand swatch, I did show it from two angles and you can really, really see that green pulling through. And I really like these kind of extreme multi-chromes. So what did you guys think of this quad? Did the polishes do each dragon a justice? If you are like a fan of the show, I hope that that's correct. I've never watched it, like I said, but I do personally have a favorite, and I'm sure you all probably guessed it, and probably not going to say this right, but is it Vagar? But it is the greenish shimmer here. It's described as having like a tattered leather brown base, which I think is really cool. And you can see that brown peeking through at certain angles. And so I really like that one. And then I also really like Sunfire. I like the two kind of more multi-chromy ones, but I do like that in this quad you have two of like these kind of darker colors, and then you have two very fun, bright, punchy colors, so there's something for everybody. Another thing I really liked about this collection is that on each of the bottle labels on the side, there is a different dragon. So I don't know if it's probably the dragon that it's based on. But I just thought that was like a fun little detail. And that's something I really like about indie makers, is that they can do these types of things more easily, add a little bit of personalization to the label, and really make it fun. And a lot of them, if like people have like bottom labels too, they'll do the same kind of thing. And I feel like that's not something that you see in bigger brands, because it is hard to scale that up to like Orly or OPI degree. I mean, I know now they're starting to do more like fun caps, but I don't know. I really think like the indie makers hit it home when they do stuff like this, because it's such a small touch that you wouldn't even think about. But then when you see it, you're like, oh yeah, that is really cool. So when I popped these out of the box, when I received them, even though like I said, I'm not familiar with the series, it immediately, I was like, oh, these must be about dragons, you know, like, and it kind of gave me an association, and I just thought that was a fun little like personalized touch, and I just love when indie makers do this. So like I said, this is available now. I'm posting my video right when it becomes available on her shop, and that is linked down below. The whole quad sells for $46 if you want the full set, or they are $12.50 a piece if you just want one or two, or maybe you want three. I don't know. But that is the pricing. And just a couple things to note if you are interested in these. I just want to say, for the yellow one, I really like this color. I like the yellow, but like on my longer nails, it's very obvious that visible nail line. So you might want to use a blurring base with it. However, when I swatched it on shorter nails, where I have like barely any nail growth, rest in peace to my nails, I felt like nail line was not an issue, because the size of these flakes in here, they're really chunky shards of flake. They tend to cover up or distract from the nail line a lot better on shorter nails. So if you were thinking about this, that's just one, like, it's not like a positive or negative. I just wanted to throw that out there if you were kind of on the fence. So there's that. I think I mentioned this in my last Peculiar Polish video, but I just want to say again, these polishes are really easy to work with because they have that kind of like mid-sized paddle brush, which I find fits perfectly in my cuticle line. So even usually when I go from long nails to short nails, I really struggle to paint my nails because I'm like, I don't know how much polish I need on the brush now and all that. But I didn't have any issue when I was doing my live swatches. That was the first time I've put anything on my nails since I broke them, I think. And I didn't find that I had any like flooding or anything like that because the brush was just really nice to work with and it doesn't deposit too much polish on the nail. So that was just something I wanted to mention there, just because every time, I swear, once I break a nail, it's like I forget how to paint my nails again, but these made it pretty easy. So let me know down below if you guys like this quad, if you're going to pick any of these up, and let me know if you've ever seen the show. I should just like bite the bullet and watch the TV series Game of Thrones, but I've always heard like the last season is like downhill and I'd rather read the books. I'm not a big fantasy person, but I did like the first book. It was fun. I like Tyrion a lot. I mean, everybody likes Tyrion, so whatever. But yeah, let me know if you enjoy this show as well, and keep an eye out because I will have quite a few more Peculiar Polish swatch interviews coming and some really exciting stuff in the future. So let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.